सहनः भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः स्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः। स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। So we saw the mantras 8 and 9. Where first Shruti said, Soyamatma Adhyaksharam Omkaraha. Same Atma with the predominance of Aksharam or syllable is Omkaraha. First Omkara was Atma, now Atma is Omkara. First it was Abhideya Pradhana, now Omkara Vyakhyataha. So now Abhidhana Pradhana meaning Omkara Pradhana. Abhideya is Atma, Abhidhana is Omkara. So Abhidhanam Adhimatram with reference to matras, Omkara is Padaha, Matraha, Matrasya Padaha. The quarters of Omkara are the quarters of Atma and quarters of Atma are the quarters of Omkara. What are these letters? Matras, Akara, Ukara, Makara iti. So when you say that the letters of Omkara are the quarters of Atma and quarters of Atma are letters of Omkara, does it mean that any letter is any quarter? It says no. Jagradisthana, Vaishvana, Akara, Prathama Matra. So Vaishvana with Jagradisthana, the Vaikar is Akara, the first Matra. So this is how the equation is, not just any way that you write. Meaning that's how the meditation is to be done, where Akara is to be looked upon as Vaishvana. And when there is this meditation, then Sadrusha similarity must be there. So what is the similarity between Akara and Vaishvana? Aptehe Adimatvadva. Two kinds of similarities are given. Aptehe on account of apti, on account of pervasiveness or pervading. Adimatvadva on account of its being the foremost, predominant or preceding one. So this is the similarity between Akara and Vaishvana. That Akara pervades all the matras and all the speech, therefore it is the first, or it is the preceding everything. Akara precedes everything. So does the Vaishvanara precede the Tejas and Prajna. And Adimatvadva, it is the first one, it pervades everything and it precedes everything. So similarly, Vaishvanara pervades the whole universe, also precedes in terms of the inquiry. And so the one who performs this meditation also gains these qualities. Apnadevi sarvan kaman. So aptehe, because of pervading, he also attains all the desired objects. Adisya bhavati also becomes, precedes everybody, becomes foremost among all the great people. Now continuing with the second mantra, that is Ukaraha, the next mantra says, Swapnasthanaha, Tejasaha, Ukaraha, Dvitiya Matra, Utkarshat, Uhedvadva, Utkarshita Havai, Jnana Sandatim, Samanasya Bhavati, Nasya Abrahmavit Kule Bhavati, Ya Evam Veda. Yeah. So Swapnasthana Tejasa Ukaraha. Tejasa, as the Bhashya seated in the dream, is Ukara or U or U. Dvitiya Matra, the second letter of Omkara. What's the reason? Utkarshat, Uhetvadva, owing to similarity of Utkarsha, excellence, or being in the intermediate position. This is the similarity. Utkarshate have jnana santatim samanasya bhavati ya evam veda. He who knows this meaning, who meditates and realizes this, verily advances the bounds of his knowledge, meaning that increases the current of knowledge, jnana santatim. So Utkarshati have jnana santatim. He increases the current of jnana santatim, the current of knowledge, we'll see. Samanasya bhavati also becomes equal because of intermediate position also. So Uhetvadva, because of being intermediate. So Ukara is intermediate between Akara and Makara, and Tejasa is intermediate between the Vekar and Dreamer. So these two similarities are there, therefore Utkarshavi Jnana Santatim. So because of the similarity of Utkarsha, the Ukara enjoys and Utkarsha or excellence. So this meditator also gains excellence in terms of the continuation of the Santati or the lineage of the Jnanam Parampara. Samanasya bhavati, Ukara is intermediate, is equal to the Vekar and Dreamer, and therefore he also Samanasya bhavati, he becomes equal to all. Nasya Brahmavit Kule bhavati, and there is no Abrahmavit. So not knower of Brahman is not born in the Kula or in the lineage of this wise person. So Bhashyakara says, Swapnasthana Tejasahaya Saha Omkarasya Ukaraha Dvitiya Matra. Swapnasthana Tejasaha. We saw that Tejasa is the dreamer, Swapnasthana, Anusthana, the field of activity is Swapna, the dream. So Omkarasya Ukaraha Dvitiya Matra. So this Tejasa, the dreamer, is the second quarter of Atma, and Ukara is the second part or second letter of Omkara. So this is why here for the purpose of meditation we are told that Ukara is, upon Ukara have the bhavana or the drashti of Taijasa. Kena samanyana? On what basis do you say that Ukara is Taijasa? Utkarshat, because of the excellence. So what's the excellence that Ukara possesses? Akara Utkristeva hi Ukara. The Ukara comes after Akara. In the utterance of Om, Akara, Ukara, Makara. So the chanting begins from the throat with Akara, concludes Ma, Makara at the lips, and Ukara covers the space between the throat and the lip. So Akara is the very beginning of Omkara, which is also beginning of this, pervades everything. Therefore, it represents the creation, the Jagrita Sthana, the Vaishwanara. Makara is conclusion of everything, so represents the Prajna or the deep sleeper. Ukara covers the entire ground from A to Makara, and therefore it represents the middle one, namely Taijasa. So between these three, Akara, Ukara, Makara, the entire universe from origin, Akara is origin, creation, Makara is dissolution, and Ukara is in between. So between this Akara, Ukara, Makara, three matras, the creation, sustenance, dissolution, all of this is or waking, dream, deep sleep. All the three worlds, then you can say, all the three Vedas, all of this is represented by the three. And that is why it is said that Ukara enjoys an excellence with reference to Akara, because it just comes after Akara. In fact, Akara must be excellent. Akarasya sarvagvapatven utrishtasva spashtasvat. Akara is the first one. And Ukara is modification of Akara. Makara also is modification of, as I said in the morning. So Akara is found everywhere. It pervades everything. Aptehe. And therefore it should be excellent really. It should be superior to Ukara, because Ukara is included in Akara. So Katham Tasmad Ukara Omkara. So how do you say Ukara enjoys an excellence with reference to Akara? So Bhashyakara says, so Akarat Utkrishta Iva Ukaraha. The Ukara is as though superior to Akara, as though. Padakramad Ukarasya Utkashavatvam. In Krama of pronunciation, the Ukara comes after Akara. And then what comes after is superior to what preceded. In that sense, you can say that Ukara is as though superior to Akara. Similarly, Vishwa, Tejasa, Utkrishto, Varana Vaktavya. Similarly also, Tejasa is superior to the waker. Dreamer is superior to waker. But the same way, in fact, the dream is a result of the impressions gathered from the waking. And therefore, waker should be said to be superior to dreamer, but dreamer follows the waker, just as Ukara follows Akara. In that sense, Ukara is superior to Akara, Tejasa is superior to waker or Vaishwanara. Sukshma Vimayana, Sthula Vimayana, Sakara Utkarsha. Tejasa is the self identified with Sukshma Sharira, and Vaker is the self identified with the gross body, Sthula Sharira. And you can say the Sukshma Sharira is superior to Sthula Sharira, and that way Tejasa can be said to be superior to Vaishwanara. And then Ubhayatva Akara Makara Madhyastaha Ukaraha. Because the Ukara is intermediate between Akara and Makara, and Tejasa is intermediate between the waker and the sleeper. So intermediateness, Ubhayatvam possesses both the aspects. In the dream there is part of waking also and part of sleep also. Because dream is awake to his dream world and sleeping to the waking world. In that sense, it accommodates, it possesses both. So Ukara also possesses both because it has Akara in there as well as it is going to culminate into Makara. Therefore, you can say that Ukara also is intermediate, possessing both of them. In that sense, there is similarity between Ukara and Taijasa. So Ukaras tatha Vishwaprajna madhya Taijasaha. Ukara is in between Akara and Makara. Taijasa is between Vaishwadara and Prajna. Uhay bhag to samanya. So this being intermediate, you can say, is the common aspect of that both. And therefore, the meditation upon Ukara as Taijasa says, Utkarsh devai jnana santatim vijnana santatim vardhayati. He increases or expands the current of knowledge. Meaning that the Shishya, Prashishya, Parampara continues. So here is a meditator. This is also a mystical knowledge, understand, meditation. And one who meditates long enough and deep enough acquires the identity with the object of meditation. Therefore, this meditator acquires the qualities of Ukara, qualities of Taijasa, which is Taijasa of the nature of light or effulgence. And therefore, he also gains that knowledge, and the Santati, the Parampara, the lineage of the knowledge also continues. Meaning it does not come to an end with this meditator, but he has a Shishya Prashishya Parampara. Samanasya bhavati. Ukara is equal to Akara and Makara. So, that is how, so madhyasthatvad ukara taisoyo ubhay bhaktvam samanyam. And that being the case, this meditator also becomes equal. Ukara accommodates Akara and also accommodates Makara. And therefore, this meditator also accommodates everybody. So, Samanaha tuljasya mitrapakshasya shatrupakshāṇāṁ apradveshya bhavati. Well, this Taijasa has part of waking also, part of sleep also, therefore equal to both of them. And therefore this one who meditates with this quality or attribute also be equal to everybody. Shatru and Mitra. Well, you can say Akara is a Mitra of Ukara and Makara is Shatru of Ukara. Because Makara is going to swallow Ukara, that way you can call it Shatru. Akara has given rise to Ukara, you can call it Mitra if you want to. And Ukara comfortably lies in between Shatru and Mitra. And therefore, this meditator also acquires that quality of being equal to Shatru and Mitra. Meaning that, Bhashyakara says, Shatru Pakshana apradveshya bhavati. Just as Mitra or a friend, likes him, so also, even what normally can be called Shatru also, does not have any dvesha or aversion for this person. So he influences the Shatru, such that Shatru also does not, in his presence, does not have any aversion or dvesha or hatred for him. Asya Brahmavit Kulena Bhavati. And Brahmavit means this Upasana, meditator of Brahman. So, in his Santati, this is Jnana Parampara and this Nada Parampara, Bindu Parampara. So, Pita Putra Santati is Bindu Parampara, Guru Shishya Santati is Nada Parampara. And that Nada Parampara, everybody gains this knowledge. So what this one gains is subsequent Shishya Prashishya also, they gain that knowledge. Therefore, there is no break in this parampara or the lineage of knowledge. Nobody is born in his lineage who does not have this knowledge. Everybody gains that knowledge. This is the prashamsa of the upasana. Then we come to the Tritiya Matra in the verse 11, mantra 11. Sushupta sthanaha प्राज्ञः मकारः तृतीया मात्रा मितेः अपीतेर्वा मिनोति हवा इदं सर्वम् अपीतिश्च भवति एवं वेद सुषुप्त स्थान one for whom the field of activity is deep sleep, that is deep sleeper, prajna makara. So thus the equation is the Vaishvanara is akara, akara is Vaishvanara, ukara is Tejasa, and makara or prajna is makara. Tritiya matra, the third matra, the third letter of Omkara. So what is the reason why you are equating makara with the deep sleeper? Mitehe apiterva. If you wish to meditate upon makara as the prajna, some sadrusya similarity must be there. The Shruti provides two kinds of similarities. Mitehe apiterva. Mitehe because of measuring. Apiterva because of absorbing. So this is, as Bhashyakara will explain, Minoti va idam sarvam. So one who meditates upon, realizes this identity of makara with prajna also, he measures all of this. Apitisya bhavati, he also becomes a place of dissolution for everybody. That is the result of this meditation. So Bhashyakara is sushupta sthana prajnoyah sa makara omkara sa tritiya matra. The sushupta sthana, the sleeper, is prajna. The one, he is makara, tritiya matra, the third letter of omkara. Kena samanyana. So when you have this equation, there must be similarity between the two. So what is the similarity between makara and prajna? Mitehe apiterva. Again, two similarities are given. Mitehe, what is mitehe? Mitihi manam. From the root ma means to measure, is miti means manam, to measure, measuring. Miteva hi vishvataizu prajnena prajotpatyoho pravesh nirgamabhyam prasthena yavaha. So prastha is a measure. Yava means barley. So when a grocer or a shopkeeper, somebody asks for a certain amount, a certain measure of barley, then this fellow measures. So then barley goes into this prastha. This is the name of that, the measure. It goes in and comes out. That's called measuring. So similarly also Vishva, Tejasa enter the prajna and come out. Just as barley enters this prastha, this small vessel, and comes out, that's called measure. Even the milk also, when they measure it, so there is this milk vessel, you take the measure and give you, that's how they used to do. Or there is a big here, the vessel containing barley, then you take one measure and give. So that measure is empty to begin with. The barley enters that, it gets filled up and comes out. Entering and coming, that's called measure. In which what is measured enters and emerges. So also the Vishva and Tejasa, both of them, enter the prajna in the deep sleep state and then come out of that when dream and waking come. Therefore, तथा ओमकार समाप्तो पुनः प्रयोगे च प्रविश्य निर्गच्छदेव इकार उकारो makare. So this barley enters and comes out similarly also when you om, om, om. Then the utterance concludes with makara. Tata omkara samapto. When the utterance omkara comes to a conclusion, punah prayo om, om, om. So once chanting is concluded, the second one begins. So punah pravishya looks like the akara, okara entered the makara. Then again came out of makara for the second utterance, akara, ukara. You follow? Om, akara, ukara entered into makara. Om, they came out of makara, akara, ukara. So akara, ukara enter makara and emerge from there. Just as barley enters prastha and emerges from there. Akara, ukaro, makare. Therefore, this makara is a measure in which akara, ukara enter and come out. There is one similarity between makara and similarly prajna, the Vishvatajas enter there and come out. Apiterva, apidhi, apyaya, eki bhavaha. Apidhi means to get merged or to unite. Omkaro charane, antyakshare, eki bhudeva, akara, ukaro. So again, om, om, om. Omkara ucharane, in utterance of omkara. Eki bhudeva, akara, ukaro. Om, so when ma comes then, akara, ukara has merged into makara. As you can say, they enter into makara, they merge into makara. Similarly also, ta vishvatayaso susuptikare pragne, so at the time of sleep, deep sleep, the waker and dreamer merge into deep sleeper. Atova samanyat egatvam prajna makarayoho. Because these two similarities of makara is like a measure, or makara is the place of merger. So prajna also is like measure for the waker dreamer, and prajna also is place of merger of waker and dreamer. These are two similarities. So when you meditate upon makara as prajna, then keeping this similarity in mind, you meditate. So makara becomes alambana, and even when you utter om, when makara comes, visualize or imagine prajna. So upon makara, superimpose the idea of prajna. Vidvat phalamaha. What's the result of this meditation? The culmination of meditation. Minoti va idam sarvam. This vidwan, this meditator minoti, he measures idam sarvam, he measures the whole of all of this. Meaning what? Jagat yathatmyam janati. Measuring means knowing. Ma also means to know. So he measures means he knows everything. Somebody says, everybody knows. What's the difference between him? We also know the Jagat. He also knows Jagat. What's the difference? He says, Jagat yathatmyam janati. He knows the true nature of Jagat. One way of saying that, what is the yathatmyam? What's the true nature of the cause is the nature of the effect. So he knows Maya or Vyakrutam. Or Chaitanya is a real yathatmam, then he knows Chaitanya. But here we can say that he knows the cause, because makara is where everything merges, and makara is the cause of akara, makara, therefore he knows the cause of the universe. We know the all right, but we know the names and for the effect. Because he knows the merger also, therefore he knows the cause of the universe, which is avyakruta. Apitisya bhavati becomes avyakruta, jagat karanatma bhavati becomes the cause of the creation. So the question is, what is going on here? These three kinds of upasana, akara, ukara, makara, vishwanara, tayyasa, prajna. Says atra avantara phalavachanam pradhan sadhana stutyartham. What is really intended here is to prescribe the meditation of Om as Atma. What the Upanishad wants to prescribe or enjoin is meditate upon Om as Atma, because Om is the Abhidhanam, Atma is Abhideya. So there is a Pradhana Sadhanam, the Avantara Phalavachanam. In between the intermediate phalas are there, secondary results are stated here. Not well, you can say that Upanishad as though enjoying this kind of upasana, but primarily Upanishad enjoys the upasana of Omkara as Atma. And to extol that upasana, these upasanas also, the results look, even if you meditate upon Akara alone, then also the result. If you meditate on Ukara, then this result. On Makara, then this result. What to talk of meditating on the whole Omkara? Prashnobin also says something like this. And this one also says something like this. Padanam matranam cha karmad ekatva vijnane phalakathanam. Ekatvam padanam matranam. Padas are the quarters, the waker, dreamer, deep sleeper. Matranam, the letters Akara, Ukara, Makara. Ekatva Vijnane, that when you know the identity of the two, meaning that will help Akara when you realize Vaishvanara. By meditating on Ukara, you realize the Tejas or Hiranyagarbha. By meditating upon Makara, you realize the Prajna or Vyakrita. Phalakathanam sarvan padan matrasya sarvaha swatmendra bhave pradhanasya brahmadhanasya sadhanam. In fact, what is pradhanam here is that between two utterances of Om would obtain this silence. Om, Om, Om. That's what next mantra will tell. And therefore, swatmani antarbhavya. The silence, in fact, absorbs everything into that, includes everything. The silence includes the Akara, Ukara, Makara, accommodates everything into Antarbhavya. So Akara does not include Ukara, Makara. Each one excludes the other. The silence includes all of them and transcends all of them. So silence pervades every sound and transcends every sound, just as the adhishthanam, the substratum, like the rope, pervades the snake and the garland and all those superimbuddhis and transcends them. Similarly also Omkara, the true nature of Omkara with Atma, it pervades everything as well as transcends everything. So this is all pervasiveness is stated here. What actually Upanishad prescribe is to meditate upon Omkara. No Omkara as Turiya or transcendental reality, as Atma. So these are intermediate, the secondary results are stated only to encourage the person to know if this partial meditation gives you this kind of result, then what will come the realization of the Omkara as Turiya. Pradhanasya brahmadhyanasya sadhanam. Yat Omkarakhyam aksharam. So this akshara or syllable Om, which is pradhanasya brahmadhyanasya sadhanam. Omkara, the whole entire Omkara is sadhanam, means of Param Brahma, which is pradhanam. This is the primary one. Omkarakhyam aksharam tasya sutta upayujyate. And therefore, the result that you get by knowing Omkara as Atma, to extol that result, this secondary results also are stated here. Tenasya tadeva ekopasanam. Therefore, what the Upanishad intends is really only prescribe the upasana of Om as Atma or Turiya. Idarasya tadangatvat no upasti bhedakatvam. They're called Anga. Akara, Ukara, Makara, Anga of Omkara. Or Vaishvanara, Teja, Prajna are as Anga of Turiya. So they being Anga, the Anga Upasana is not Pradhanam. The Pradhan Upasana is only Angi. That meditate upon Omkara as Atma or Turiya. With that introduction now, we come to the last mantra. on the page 352. Amatraha chaturthaha avyavaharyah prapanchopashamaha shivaha advaitaha evam omkaraha atma eva samvishate atmana atmanam ya evam veda. Amatraha chaturthaha. The fourth is amatraha. Amatra means that it is measureless. Matra means measure. So akara, ukara, makara, when each of these letters is pronounced, there is one measure of time. A, u, ma. When it comes to silence, it is measureless. Amatraha chatur is called chaturtha. Fourth in the same way that was called turiya. Atma was turiya, called it turiya or chaturtha or fourth, not because it is fourth in reality, because you can 1, 2, 3, 4 only when they enjoy the same degree of reality. You cannot say the snake and the garland and the stick are 3 and rope is the fourth, or the king and the minister and beggar are 3 and the actor is the fourth. Until you come to know the actor is as though the fourth, what it is only one, what it is silence. And just as the king or the minister or beggar are not separate from the actor, so also the Vishwa, Teja, Prajna are not separate from Turiya. So Akara, Ukara, Makara are not separate from silence. Turiya pervades all, includes all, transcends all. So silence pervades because the sound is nothing. Sound emerges from silence. So Om, silence, Om, silence. This utterance Om emerges from silence, and then merges back into silence, emerging from silence, merging back into silence. Silence is Upadana Karan. And therefore, that is the real nature of the sound. Is silence is the truth of the sound. As you said, actionlessness is truth of all the actions. The motionlessness is the truth of all the motion. And so also, silence is the truth of all the sound. That is what this upasana, or this is what the Upanishad tells us also. That silence that obtains between the two utterances of Omkara is the truth of Omkara. Truth of any sound. The Amatraha, there is no measure. When there is silence, then the idea of the sound is not there. When sound is there, then the time is there. When you utter the sound, then there is a time, whether it is Rasva, Dirgha, short, long, Pluta. In silence, there is no Rasva, no short, no long, no elongation. Amatraha, Chaturtha, Avyavaharyaha. Now, same characteristics of Turiya are repeated here for Atma. Avyavaharyaha. Turiya is called Avyavaharyam, Adrusyam, Avyavaharyam, Agrahyam, etc. Then Prapanchopashamaha, Shantaha, Prapanchopashamam, Shantam, Shivam, Advaitam, Prapanchopashamaha, Shivaha, Advaitaha. All in neuter gender, this one is in masculine gender, because all that it was Turiya, neuter gender, is Atma, masculine. Evam, Omkara, Atma eva. So this is the final equation. The Akara is Vaishvanara, Ukara is Tejasa, Makara is Prajna, is in a secondary sense. Those equations are not very important, they are there sort of. But primary equation that applies without qualification, there you find some similarities. Here on the other hand, evam omkara atma eva. Already, if you accept those, omkara is atma in everywhere. Omkara as manifest also is atma as manifest with four quarters. And omkara in itself, which is silence, also is atma, which is nirgunam or attributeless. Omkara atma eva. Omkara is atma alone, nothing else. And samvishati atmana atmana, even the one who knows this, also enters everything by himself. So Bhashyakara says, amatra, matra yasya nasti is amatra. Amatra means that is where the measure is not there. Matra yat nasti, where there is no measure, which is measureless. Not measureless, when you say nirgunam, that means where guna is not there, not that the fellow is without guna. It's not without virtue, it is where the guna culminates. Nirvishesha, vishesha culminates. Where vikalpas culminate. Without vikalpa, without attributes, without qualities, means the qualities culminate. All qualities find their culmination there. Meaning that it transcends the idea of quality, where qualities all find culmination, fulfillment there. It's not without quality, where qualities find fulfillment where. The measure, so silence is where all the sound and measures all find their fulfillment. Not that it is empty, it doesn't possess anything. Not that Turiya doesn't possess anything. It's nirvishesha means what? Where all the visheshatas find their culmination. All gunas find their culmination. All vikalpas find their culmination. Therefore, the guna doesn't retain its limitedness. The vikalpa does not retain the limitedness. The quality does not retain its limitedness. So, amatra, chaturtha, avyavaharya. Matra isya nasti, amatra, omkara, chaturtha, turiya. Here is chaturtha, Bhashyakara is turiya, is again earlier, because turiya is a word used by the karikakara. Atma eva, kevalaha. Therefore, omkara is nothing but atma. Abhidhana, abhideya rupayo, vang manasyo kshinatvat. And so, where the name, the word, and the thought. Abhidhana is a word. Abhideya is the concept of the thought, concept and the thought. So, abhideya rupayo, vang manaso kshinatvat. In silence, everything has found their culmination. Absence of thing, it is culmination of sound. So, therefore, the sound, abhidhana and abhideya, the name and what is name, both of them do have some limitations. So, kshinatva, the limitation goes away. When abhidhana goes away, nothing that it leaves only shunyam there. Abhideya goes away, doesn't leave shunyam, they go and find culmination there, but abhidhana is not required now, or abhideya is not required. That means this is called vyavahara. Abhidhana, abhideya is a vyavahara. The word ghata and the object ghata is a vyavahara. That's how we transact, interact. Avyavahara means that where this vyavahara of the name and the named is not there, meaning that you have become free from all vyavahara, transcended all the vyavahara. Well, vyavahara find this culmination. There is no need to say anything. Meaning need for this vyavahara of the abhidhana abhideya has ceased. Cessation of all the need for vyavahara. The purpose for which you are performing all the vyavahara, the purpose for which you are uttering all the sound, ultimately finds its culmination when there is real silence. And so also where vyavahara finds its culmination. Not that it is devoid of vyavahara, where vyavahara finds the culmination. Meaning that you find the total freedom to do the vyavahara. From vyavahara. No need to utter a word, no need to have any meaning, because all of that has found their culmination. Prapancho Vasam, because there is no prapancha. This is prapancha. The vyavharya, the abhidhana abhideya, or vang manaha, this is the prapancha, of which the whole universe is made of name and form. Abhidhana, abhideya is the whole prapancha. When both of them have now found that the cessation of them in silence, the whole prapancha represented as name and form also has found the cessation. Prapancho vasamaha. As long as that prapancha of name and form is there, so long there is a sense of duality, subject-object duality, all of that is found its cessation. So, Shivaha, nothing but auspiciousness, nothing but, so it's all auspicious. So, Shivaha, Advaitaha, no duality, no division, no sense of limitation. And therefore, no dissatisfaction with self, because as long as I am divided from, excluded by somebody, or exclude somebody, I feel excluded, I feel limited, that means that I am not happy with myself. All ashanti or disturbance in the mind arises from conflict which I have with my own self. All external conflicts ultimately arise from my conflict with myself. When I am not happy with myself, because I am always conscious of myself, and as long as some superimposition is there that I am a waker, I am a dreamer, I am a sleeper, I have some kind of identification, I have a name, waker, that is a form. So any kind of abhimanam I have, any kind of a notion I have, a conclusion I have, as long as I brand myself as something so long, I cannot escape the sense of limitation. And with limitation is dissatisfaction, self-dissatisfaction. So constant conflict going on in the mind, a constant battle going on in the mind, myself with myself. When I find myself now, where everything is culminated, there is total satisfaction, total acceptance. That's called silence. Silence is anartha nivrutti. Anartha means this inner conflict that causes all the sadness or grief. My dissatisfaction with myself, my rejection of myself, my condemnation of myself, this is all progressively creating more and more conflict and sadness. When I find myself amatraha, I find myself sturiyaha, atma, complete or whole, then there is total satisfaction with myself. All this conflict comes to an end. Tava shantaha. Therefore, so shantam, shivam, advaitam, there is absolute silence. Silence may not be in the form of thoughtlessness. Wise person enjoys silence of this nature as freedom from conflict. That's the real silence. So even if thoughts are there, even if self-consciousness, when a moment I become self-conscious, I become unhappy. But here self-consciousness makes me happy because I discover the true self. And there is always there. Self-conscious is always there. Satisfaction is always there. Whether vyavahara is there or not. In reality, he does not do any vyavahara. Because he only abides in turiya or the atma. And that's how he sees everything as atma. That being the case, there is no vyavahara of atma and atma vyavahara. Some kind of activity may be going on at a superficial level. So Shiva Advaita Samruttaha. This Atma has become non-dual. Because all duality is mithya, that's the whole idea here. The reason why non-duality is real, because duality is mithya, then only it can subside. There can be cessation only of what is not there. There can be cessation only of the snake. So also Dvaita being a projection, there can be total cessation, it leaves no residue. In knowledge of rope, the snake leaves no residue at all. So in knowledge of non-duality, the self, no residue of duality. Means no division is left. So Shiva Advaita Samvruttaha. It has become so Advaita. एवं यथोक्त विज्ञानवता प्रयुक्त ओंकार त्रिमात्र त्रिपाद आत्मा एव. In this manner, one who knows this, for him, the Om Trimatra, now he meditates the entire Omkara. Not Akara, Ukara or Makara, Trimatra. All the matras, totally the Omkara is now recognized as Atma. For each matra of Omkara recognizes each quarter of Atma, the total Omkara is recognized as total Atma. So this is how the equation of Omkara with Atma. This is the uniqueness of this. So this was stated this was not stated earlier. Although Upanishad described the 4 quarters of Atma, that time there was no Omkara there. Although Upanishad began with Om Ityed Aksharam Idam Sarvam, and Sarvam Etad Brahma, so Omkara and Brahma was equated, and Brahma and Atma were equated, and Atma was said with Chatushpat. Then discussion only centered upon Atma as Chatushpat. And all the 3 padas then culminated. Here there is merger, that there was negation. Recognizing that why there are mithya, Bhashyaka in there? Because mutual exclusion. Each one excludes the other, therefore they are mithya. Each one is mithya. Recognizing mithya, that is why the cessation. Leaving only turiya, which is the free from all limitations. So then the prakriya was adhyaropa apavada. Recognizing awaker, dreamer, deep sleeper is mithya. Because of mutual exclusion. You realize that when the king is there, the minister is not there, then this is not there. In all of them, the actor is very much there. So in all of them, Omkara is not excluded by anybody. Therefore, Omkara includes everything. So it's all inclusive. Therefore, Purnatvam. Samvishati Atmana Atmanam Evam Veda. And so one enters oneself by oneself. Svenivasam Paramatmanam. One knows oneself as Paramatik Atma. Paramatadashi Brahmavit Rutiyam Bijbhavam Dagdva Atmanam Pravishtaha. That even the Prajna also is Dagdha. Here now, by merger ultimately, Akara merges into Ukara, Makara merges into silence. Where now in silence there is no existence of Makara. So Makaram Brahma Tutiyam Bijbhavam Dagdva. The Karya and Karana, both of these are now Dagdva, meaning they are burnt. There is no existence now. Atmanam Pravishtahiti. So this Upasaka, this meditator or this wise person now has become Atma. By merging Akara into Ukara into Makara and then ultimately Makara into silence, he's become silence, become Avyavaharya. So, become Atma. So, Samvishati Atmana Atmanam enters oneself by oneself because becomes oneself, because that's what he is in fact. Iti na punarjayate turiyasya. Now he is not born again because now he is Atma. He is Turiya, meaning that he is free from the notions of Karya and Karana. That is why the birth is there as long as even causality is there. In the deep sleep state also, because the idea of causality is there, therefore effect will be there. In Turiya, the idea of causality also is not there. Therefore, he is not born again. Nahi Rajju Sarpayo Viveke Rajvam Pravishta Sarpaha. So when the knowledge of Rajju takes place and say snake as though enters the rope. Enters the rope means disappears, leaving the rope. What was snake before now turns out of the rope, therefore you can say snake has entered the rope. So also this Mithya Jiva Atma as well has entered the Atma. recognizing Atma to one's own true nature. Sarpa, buddhi samskarat, so again that sarpa does not come back for the same person. When now is known what appeared to be snake before is rope, and when that has become very clear, then the snake doesn't come back. No samskaras are left. No snake is left, and no samskaras of snake also are left, and therefore the snake is not born again. The rope is not born a snake. And therefore, so nasa punaravartate. Say the wise person is not born again, there is no more samsara, yad gatvan nivartante tadhama paramamama. So this is the result of this knowledge, where Omkara is presented as the alambana for meditation upon the Atma, which ultimately results in knowledge of Atma. So meditation results into the knowledge. This is the idea here. The first portion containing 7 mantras was of the nature of knowledge, seeing the Turiya as, and seeing the first 3 as Mithya and Turiya as Satyam, this time is myself. Here, you merge one to other and Makara and into silence, and that silence reveals itself to my own self. So that way, meditation is presented here also as a means of knowledge. Manda madhyamadhyam. So, to pratipanna sadhaka bhavanam sanmarga. So, those who are not able to do it are not able to really gain the knowledge by this process. Manda madhyamadhyam, those who possess a middling or dull intellect. But pratipanna sadhaka bhavanam, they are aspirants, all right. Sanmargaminam, they follow the sanmarga or the dharma marga. Sannyasinam, they also enjoy vairagya, and therefore they are sannyasis, meaning they have moved away or walked away from all the samsara, all some samsaric vyavahara. Matranam, padanam, klupt samanya vedam, those who know the similarity of matra and pada. Yabha upasyamaro omkara brahma pratipatye alambano bhavati. Omkara becomes the alambana or the prop or the support for meditation on Atma. So, this is, you can say that Manda Madhyamadhyam. This process is for the Manda Madhyamadhyam. For people of dull intellect or middling intellect, when Omkara is meditated upon as Atma, Omkara Brahma Pratipatte Alambano Bhavati. Omkara being alambana or the prop or the sadhanam for pratipatti, for knowledge of Brahman in this process. So, pratipanna sadhaka bhavanam sarvamatranam padanam cha klupta samanya vidam. Those who recognize the samanya similarity between the matra and pada, which knowledge ultimately culminates into recognizing the identity of Omkara with Atma. And therefore, for the Uttamadhikaris, the earlier process was there. Anandagiri said Madhyamadhikaris also. Here Bhashakara is for Manda Madhyamadhyam, for middling and people of middling and dull intellect, but otherwise good people. So Sanmargasthanam, Sannyasinam, Pratipanna Sadhaka Bhavanam, those who possess the Viveka, Vairagya, there were those who have given up all their other involvements. Those are totally devoted to this, but then not yet able to grasp the Upadesha, meaning of Upadesha. That Upadesha does not create in them that knowledge. For them, this meditation, Omkara as Atma, ultimately gives them the preparedness wherein the knowledge of Atma takes place. So, first section is for the Vichara, Atma Vichara. Second section is for Atma Dhyanam. So, this is how the total, what an aspirant requires, everything is given in this such a short text. The Vichara is given also, and Dhyana also is given. And that is how the Upanishad concludes. Upanishad 12 mantras concludes here. We will also conclude our the discourses here. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah. Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Bhadram Karnebhih Shrunayama Devaah Bhadram Pashyemakshabhiryajatraah Sthirairangaistustuvagum sastanubhih Vyashema Devahitam Yadayuh. Swasti na Indro Vruddhashravah Swasti nः Pusha Vishwavedaः Swasti nastariksho Arishtanemiः Swasti no Bruhaspati Dadhatu. Om Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.